One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile.
And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class. They can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, the animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us, is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
We're in manufacturing engineering. We design parts, 3D parts, 2D parts, we create assemblies.
It's helping me get training in all of this stuff, like the computer programs that we have here, the machines that we have here. We learn a lot of math in here, mostly geometry and fractions, because I love math. That's why I'm in this class.
Mr. Lemmy, he's a great instructor.
So the problem is this piece itself.
He really goes hands-on with us. He helps us as much as we can. We've learned a lot from him.
Right now we're supplying students that are skilled in the safety, basic operation of machine work, and then they also leave with some soft skills. They understand they have to be on time. They understand that they have to get up and talk to people. Most of them are walking out of here with a solid foundation in the entry level of a trade.
They can have a job anywhere they go because they have a basic understanding of what it's going to take to put products out that people are going to use.
Hopefully this is a good career for me. You know, end up doing something good, have a good life, and make some money.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Kern High Network. Back at it again after a little time off from being at the Kern High Network. My name is Kyle Wiley. I no longer work at the Kern High Network, but I am the assistant principal at Golden Valley High School. But I know my roots and know my boys as they wanted to come out here and they needed a replacement, and they couldn't find anyone in Bakersfield, so they decided to get a hold of me. Nonetheless, Kern High Network is near and dear to me, as I was part of it last year, and I'm just excited to be a part of this wonderful experience. With me tonight is the legendary CSUB Roadrunner himself and Menachie. I don't know the mascot. I wish
Menachie Marauders.
Menachie Marauders. You look on there. Brad Hull is joining us tonight exclusively, and if Kevin can pan down and look at it, we have a very, very fun event tonight. Girls wrestling, our first duel that we've ever done live stream wise, Brad, and we have two of the most dominant teams in all of Kern County here tonight, and that is the Selma Bears, coming from Selma, California, just outside of Fresno, and the Golden Valley Bulldogs. First things first, Brad, talk about the Selma Bears, because they had a historic season last year, and kind of delve into that. There's a lot of local history and a lot of local things going on with them.
Yeah, well, first I want to thank you for having me here tonight, and thank you, Golden Valley. They always put on these great events that are showcasing the girls wrestling, and obviously Kyle couldn't do it any better than getting the three-time defending state champions right here, the girls of Selma Bears. Such a tradition in wrestling, from their boys to their girls programs. They were really in the forefront of California female wrestling, and you've seen what they've done. They built a program. They have the numbers. And then likewise here in Kern County, you've seen teams like Ridgeview and South and even Golden Valley be at the forefront locally for girls wrestling. So this showcase, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. You got the three-time defending state champion team, Selma Bears, versus here in the house versus the Golden Valley Bulldogs.
You know, Brad, I was talking to Randy Israelian, who is the athletic director at Selma, and I've gotten to know Randy over the years from my time at South High when I was the athletic director, even at East, even on the Kern High Network. He was telling me that it was nice being the first, because sometimes in the first you can be able to rise to prominence of those state titles that you had talked about, those 3 in a row. But, you know, he did talk about, you know, the rest of California is starting to catch up a little bit. And so as we're going to see tonight, a very talented, and I'll try not to be biased tonight, but the school that I'm an assistant principal at, Golden Valley High School, they are going to be out there showcasing some very solid talent too as well.
Yeah, I mean, Golden Valley's definitely been building up their program. And just like you said, this is where you're seeing a lot of participation in girls' sports such as wrestling, where these scholarships are getting, dished out every year in the sport of wrestling, and it's becoming more and more predominant on the college level, D2, NAIA. So this is a sport to be in for females. I would say not everybody would like to do some of the sports that the cheerleading or the volleyball or the predominantly female-driven sports. No knock against them whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's great athletes out there, but this takes the different girl, different girl that wants to get out there,
And with the growth of such sports that we've seen, especially in the era of UFC, for example, you see a lot of those UFC fighters have a wrestling background. And when you have these, dominant UFC fighters as the Ronda Rouseys that just come to mind, and just different girls that have a wrestling background, and with the explosion of that, you kind of see go hand in hand. But you're talking about the fastest growing sport in the United States is girls wrestling. And as we've seen on a local standpoint, a lot of girls are receiving scholarship opportunities, not only to Division I schools, not only to D2 schools, but you're seeing a lot of community colleges all over the United States that are implementing girls wrestling. There's community colleges. I've seen some come out of Oregon, some come out of Montana, some come out of all states across the United States that are implementing girls wrestling, and it's just a great thing to see.
Well, you've seen that trend with a lot of the college, with a lot of the roots from Title IX and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you really don't want to eliminate male sports. So what your alternative is why don't you include female sports, or let's add additions to female sports to rise those numbers of female participation. So instead of excluding certain sports or cutting sports, let's add female sports. So you're seeing sports like Cal State has beach volleyball. You're seeing different ones, and now girls wrestling is kind of the sport to go to right now for female athletes. And like you said, UFC, not to cut you off, but that a lot of the, if you look at the UFC base, some of the champions right there, a lot of them have that wrestling base. They start off with wrestling. That's a good fundamental. You learn that grind from that wrestling, background, and then you can always add on the jiu-jitsu and the striking, and that comes down later. But having a good fundamental or good wrestling base, you look at some of the Khabibs, you look at Daniel Cormier, all these guys, these are all wrestlers first, and then they add on these other things. Not that one's better than the other, but you need that basis of wrestling.
And we'll talk about one of your, if not your best friend in all of life, Stephen Neal.
No, he's not my best friend. He's just an okay acquaintance.
Come on, man.
No, I'm just kidding.
One of your best friends in all life, All-American for 4 years at Cal State Bakersfield, and one of his legendary matchups was a guy from the University of Minnesota named Brock Lesnar, who we have seen make his way on the UFC landscape in the world of WWE, however you want to call it, whether it's showman wrestling. Nonetheless, he has that collegiate wrestling background.
Well, and you look at Steven, the reason he was successful at football without playing it was wrestling based. I mean, we had to talk all the time, and I'd be like, Steve, how, and he would tell me, Brad, I didn't even know how to put on the shoulder pads when I got on there. I mean, literally, they're so advanced, the shoulder pads, you wouldn't know. He said he'd be able to make up the technique he didn't have off of his wrestling base, his balance, his leverage, the things that he acquired from years and years of wrestling, the hand fighting, in the trenches, and that's what got him through a bunch of years until he acquired some of those, proper technique. He would always get in trouble because he would do the wrong thing, he'd tell me, but he'd be able to make up for it with his athleticism,
Absolutely.
So wrestling just gives you a good base for so many sports. I mean, wrestling is definitely by no means the end-all, be-all. I think a lot of people should be doing wrestling, taekwondo, gymnastics as kids. Any sports, get that well-rounded athlete is going to help in, anything you do.
Those multiple sports, and we've talked about this often enough, Brad, specialization is kind of crippled, and I say this, and I'll be honest, has crippled high school athletics, and you see people just focusing just in on basketball, or just focusing just in on baseball, or just in football, or just in wrestling. But I'm in whole agreement with you, Brad Hull, is that kids need to participate in multiple things, because I believe each sport can complement and help out the other sport. We are live here tonight at Golden Valley High School. My name is Kyle Wiley. I'm with Brad Hull tonight. He's going to be helping me out. Kevin Willie is on the camera. Miguel Garcia, who does everything behind the scenes, doing the production, doing all that. Watching girls wrestling tonight, the Selma Bears, 3-time state champion in girls wrestling, taking on Golden Valley High School, who had a number of girls wrestlers that were state contenders last year, and we'll look at some of those names. Golden Valley is looking to make a name for themselves and make a run this year in the state tournament. Little bit of delay, that's why we're talking a little bit longer. Looking at that, Selma, a little bit of traffic on the way up there, and on the way down the 99 from the Fresno area to Bakersfield. There was an accident that slowed it down. Weigh-ins just take place. You're seeing right now the Selma Bears are warming up. We're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a commercial break right now. We'll be back in just a second live on the Kern High Network.
California's largest Buick GMC dealer, Motor City, has the best offer on your new professional-grade GMC Sierra. Get up to $7,500 in total savings on the Sierra 2500 or 3500 HD Crew Cab Denali. Or drive away the Sierra half-ton Crew Cab SLT with up to $11,000 in savings. Go online to MotorCityGMC.com for all the details. Welcome to the city, Motor City.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Kyle Wiley here live on the Kern High Network. Along with me is Brad Hull, wrestling insider for those of you that may not know this, but Brad is probably one of the most aware wrestling fans that I've seen. Talking to the guy on the daily, he knows the sport inside and out, and he tries to look at trends, looking at the California Wrestling Forum and different platforms that have wrestling information all across the state of California. Brad is inside track. He also knows collegiately and all that as well, so he's going to be going over there. Brad, let's discuss some of the wrestlers we want to look out for tonight, looking at both teams, talking with both of the coaches, and we'll give you more information as it comes up. But for the Selma Bears, a few people we want to look out for tonight. At the 101s, Chelsea Mendoza is a special athlete, and we're going to pay attention to what she can do, and we're going to wait to see how the lineups roll out. I know they wanted to have a draw, Brad, but we'll see where they start out. But at 101s for Selma, Chelsea Mendoza, want to pay attention to her. She's an up-and-comer. At 126 is Melanie Mendoza. At 131 is Christina Wallace. At 189, and I'm going to tell you, Brad, 189 is going to be that kind of special match tonight that we're going to watch out, because you have Ashley Paz of Selma, who's someone to look out for. But on the other side, as we transition over to Golden Valley, and we're going to kind of go backwards, at 189, you got Kayvette Osorio, who's a 2-time CIF Central Section champion, that's going to be going up against Ashley Paz, and I think that's going to be a big match as we kind of go forward. Also to look out for Golden Valley at 150s, Asada Lewis, and we saw Asada and Kayvette last year at the showcase. And then we have Juliana Cortez at 143s, and then at 101s, and once again, that 101 matchup between Destiny Dominguez and Chelsea Mendoza looks to be a doozy.
Yeah.
And you can see, we'll talk just a little bit about that, but Destiny and Chelsea placed very high at the prestigious Napa Valley tournament, and we'll kind of go over that as that match comes to fruition. But we are live at Golden Valley High School. Brad Hull is with me. Kevin Willie is on the camera. Miguel Garcia is rocking it on the ones and twos on the keyboard right here. I'm excited to be back with these guys that I've spent a lot of time with over the last few years getting the Kern High Network to where it's at. And one thing I really want to encourage you, I know Miguel had a lot to do behind this, but if you have not been to a Kern Schools Federal Credit Union location, or you haven't been to your school site, you need to pick up the Achieve magazine. Miguel, my man, your crew did a great job of putting that together, from Javier Valdez to Victoria Valencia to Dayanara to Deanna Ribbons and Stan Green, who kind of oversees the operation over there. But you guys did a heck of a job putting that thing together, really representing the Kern High School District in the right way. So get a free copy of the KHSD Achieve magazine, award-winning, I might add, award-winning magazine from the Public Relations Society of America. And just excited about the direction that you guys are going with that. We're on the Kern High Network right now. We've got to give a shout-out to Motor City, to Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, to the United States Army for all of your support and help throughout the years of giving us financial backing in order to have the Kern High Network have great events like this, Brad. As we've gone on there, we just see the impact that it's had over the past few years of live streaming local athletics and all that as well.
First, that publication, that's a great publication. I saw the new one that just came out. Shout out to Stan Green and his office out there. That's just an amazing one. I actually took a couple of them today and gave them to Pepe Mendoza, the coach of Selma. I gave him some reading material for his way back to Selma. It's just a great publication. It's great to see what the district's doing, especially with the sport of wrestling. It's good. So,
Brad, we've had the last few years, we've been very fortunate have 2 years of covering wrestling, and we've had some just priceless moments, Brad. And I think of those times being in that Frontier gym as they're having those epic duels against BHS, and just some big moments in there, from the SWYL finals to just a straight-up duel between Frontier and BHS. What are some memories that you've had over the past few years? And I'm going to keep it specific just to our live streaming efforts of what we looked at. What are some things that have stood out in your mind over the past few years?
Well, I think the biggest thing about the sport of wrestling is, some schools are doing away from the dual matches, because of all the budgetary concerns, the transportation. Also, the constraints on the kids cutting weight, the number of times they do. Let's just have a one-day, all-day dual tournament. But to be honest, as a coach, and all the years of coaching and the live stream and stuff like that, I find the biggest enjoyment out of those mid-level wrestlers, not the superstars, the ones that are going to be state champs, but that's what defines them in their high school career. When you look back and you're like, hey, you remember that time when I pinned that kid and we won that dual match? Or you know what I mean? They might not be the one that's going to make it to state this year. They might not be the one that's going to be the state champion or placed at that Napa tournament, but you know what? They were that key, that linchpin to the one that won the dual match between Golden Valley and Selma girls on, January 8th, and that's the thing that they're going to relive. So I love dual matches. I revel in the fact that it lets everybody the same ability to shine at the same time. No matter if you're the best wrestler or you're the first-year wrestler and this is your first match, maybe you were the difference maker in that dual match. Maybe just not getting pinned and just losing by a couple points made the difference in the team points that allowed you to win that dual match and upset the 3-time defending state Selma champs. Or maybe it led to the demise of the loss of to the 3-time defending state champs Selma Bears. You know what I mean?
I mean, talk about this in talking with Coach Gamino and Coach Weary at Golden Valley today. They're pacing around right now kind of frantically, and I know both of them really well. Very competitive, very anxious, have this angst about them about wanting to get out there, but they're excited because they're going up against that 3-time defending state champion. And like you said, that dual match, this could really get them going in the right direction. We often talk about the best team may not win sometimes. It's the team that's performing the best at that particular moment of the season, and this could be a defining moment for either team to get them going in the right direction all that well.
Defining team for the team, defining moment for that freshman. This could change the pathway of their lives from this is a sport I just tried to, maybe this is the one that I became the superstar, the hero, and now I'm going to wrestle for the next 3 years, 4 years. It's going to lead to a scholarship. It's going to lead to myself going to college. You just don't know. It's just those defining moments. But the angst and the anxiety. I know that feeling. It's horrible. It's all day pacing around, and it's a chess match. It really is, because you were asking me last night. You were saying, hey, could you please call up your buddies in Selma and find out their lineups? I'm like, I can do it, but they're not going to give it to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
you give me your lineup, then I'll give you mine lineup. You know what I mean? Because it's
You adjust off
strategically.
that, yeah.
Exactly. And Selma talking to Pepe Mendoza, the coach over here, Pepe's like, hey, Brad, I'll give it to you, but please do not share it with him. And I was like, I'm never going to do that. But because he's going to bump people up. You're going to see girls tonight that are going to wrestle in weight classes. They're not going to be wrestling come March in the state tournament. It's a chess match strategically. If he can know what the opponent's throwing at him, he's going to counter those attacks with, like, okay, you got your first-year person, I'm going to throw my first-year person. Or you know what, I need to get a pin here, so I'm going to throw my veteran against here. You never want to give up a veteran for a forfeit.
Yep.
So you're going to see a lot of times by the pre, you're going to say it's going to be this person or this person wrestling at this weight. When he doesn't know, really, it's going to be a game time decision, match by match, because you never want to give up your big guns to a forfeit. You want your big guns to knock off one of their big guns, or you know what I mean? It's going to come down to bonus points. Who's scoring points, who's getting pins, who's getting tech falls, and that could be the difference. And that's why you see Pepe Mendoza pacing back and forth, not knowing to sit down. You see Aaron Ware pacing back and forth. Because, one, you want to knock off these guys if you're going to Valley, and two, you got the target on your back if you're at Selma. Every team is gearing for you.
And sometimes at the end of the day, you are who you are. You know what I mean? And when it gets down to it and you get within that circle on the wrestling mat, you are who you are. Bottom line, you're going to get after it.
Yeah.
As we look at it, looks like coaches are getting ready. The lights are getting turned down a little bit and get a little ambient lighting and all that stuff. So we can bring a nice glow for Kevin Willie to pay attention to on the mat.
Spotlight these girls.
Spotlight these girls. Everything. Now, Brad, I want to get back just a little bit. You know, as
I expect a raised mat next year. Okay, a raised mat, maybe a light show. Okay, we got to do it right. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely. but you're talking about that raised mat.
Yep.
Very interesting this year, very excited this year, is that girls are going to be at Rabobank Arena, and they are going to be wrestling with the boys at the state championship in Bakersfield. You talk about that raised mat.
Just like it should
talk
be.
about it should be. Girls and guys want to be a part of that, and I think CIF did it right in California, bringing them all together to be a part of it. It's a wonderful experience for all of them, because the girls know what the guys are doing, the guys know what the girls are doing, and where those top-tier wrestlers are at. Music is coming on. Golden Valley is going to be making their way into the entrance as Kevin Willie pans out over there. Brad, real quick, I want to go over some of my memorable moments the last few years. You know, when you have Mr. Neville's at Clovis, right?
4-time.
You know, 4-time state champion. We're able to see that. Have Mr. Mejia from Clovis West, 4-time state champion. We saw them at the East High Gym, and that was a special thing. But one of my favorite moments was at the SWIL final that we covered last year in the heavyweight division. When you had Josiah Hill.
I think every time I see him, I think of you every time.
Absolutely. Josiah Hill and Abernathy, a match for the ages where Josiah Hill kind of woke up, and now he's the top 10. He's in the top 10 in the heavyweights right now.
And did you hear him that night? He was believing. He was talking about how, you know what I mean? This is me, and he was coming to his own, and now he's just, striving.
All right, we have the announcements being made tonight. Aaron Weary.
Looks like he's going to do some announcements. He's going to run through the 14 weight classes, and he's going to announce who's wrestling who. But like I said, this doesn't necessarily mean who's going to wrestle who. He might be saying, hey, we might throw this person against this person.
So you have Chelsea Mendoza and Destiny Dominguez go out there and shake hands.
That's going to set the tone of the night right there.
I'm going to tell you, start with that one-on-one. That's going to be a big match right there as we go through. So you have Sashi Palav, and you got Navia Arvizo coming out right now. They're at the 106s. Celeste Cubio and Emily Santos at 111 are going to be wrestling.
I like to look at these girls when they come out, see which ones are smiling. Doesn't look like any of them are. They're getting ready to go to battle. Look at this.
It looks like Trinity Ventura is going to be going against Stephanie Mejia in the 116s.
Yeah, like I said, when I talked to Pepe before, some of these girls are getting bumped up one weight class, some are getting bumped up 2 weight classes. Sometimes you run into the problem of having 2 or 3 girls that are around the same group to the same weight, so you need to spread them out to try to get the most for what you have.
Caitlin Hunter, Melanie Mendoza coming out at the 126s. Got to pay attention to Melanie Mendoza. Well, actually, Melanie Mendoza looks like she's going to come out at 131.
Yeah, like I said,
Eliana Lafodu is a Golden Valley wrestling girl's name been on. Your older sister used to wrestle at Golden Valley. 137, Christina Wallace. So it looks like they shifted their original lineup down.
Yeah, they're not going to tell us really what's going on. I can tell you that.
Villanueva. Thanks, guys, for making the announcers look dumb. As we
hey, preparation is key, but you're not going to give up what you're doing. Yeah. Not in wrestling, no. I'm sorry to say. It's a war. It's a battle. I'm not going to give up my strategic plan. You know what I mean? My own wrestlers never knew what I was going to do usually. I just told them, you're weighing at this weight. I'll let you know if you're wrestling, if you're not, or you are. Yeah.
So we hear Jordan Cortez coming in at 160. Juliana Cortez is coming in at 160 at Golden Valley. Another interesting match. Both those girls playing a lot of the similar tournaments that are going on there. And you've kind of seen an explosion of these wrestling tournaments, especially in girls, because the big thing, and you see Asada Lewis coming out at the 170s, and she is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I remember her from the All-Star last year, and she had quite an impressive match.
But what you're seeing is a lot of girls wrestling tournaments have exploded because not every league can fill a girls wrestling, girls wrestling true league. For example, we're looking right here in the SYL. It's largely just Ridgeview and Golden Valley that can fill complete wrestling teams. So, yes, girls wrestling has exploded tremendously, but there's still room for a lot of growth going in there. There's the 189 that we've talked about, Kvet Osorio.
Oh, yeah.
And at 189, we got Ashley Paz. And we got Erica Cuevas rounding up 235, and Macy Bullard coming out there. So we're going to get a good idea, see where they're going to start out tonight. As is customary, we're going to stand for the national anthem. Once again, welcome everybody to the Kern High Network, live at KernHighNetwork.com, or you can catch us on Facebook Live at the Kern High Network. Brad, I got to tell you, the Kern High Network, going to Facebook and doing Facebook Live has really elevated our game and our exposure as a district to see what's going on. We got wrestlers and captains meeting in the center. They're going to probably do the coin flip to see. Explain the coin flip.
So the coin flip, what they're doing is there's 14 weight classes, and it's really important. The 14 weight classes, and you flip it, and it's going to be basically green or red, and that's home or away. They get to pick. They get to pick either odd or even, meaning the matches. The first match is the first match of the night, number 1. That's odd, and then the second match is even. So they get choice after the first period. You get choice of top, bottom, or neutral, and that's important. So if the match is if there's a forfeit a certain weight class, let's say the 6th match into the night. The 6th match is an even match. You don't want that because that's not even a match, so you've lost your opportunity. It's almost like football, the kicker to receive the first opening kickoff. It's no different than that. So you get choice on your matches. So I believe they probably picked odd. I'm not sure what they said, either odd or even, Selma. So if they picked odd, the first match, the 3rd match, the 5th match, they will have choice going into the 2nd round. There's a forfeit tonight. You do not want that match because basically you threw away your opportunity to pick on that match.
Absolutely, and it looks like we're starting at I think one of the top matches of the night is the 101s, Brad, as we get going on here. And we have Chelsea Mendoza from Selma and Destiny Dominguez from Golden Valley. Chelsea Mendoza, hear this out. She's 15-4 right now, is a senior. The 2018 CIF State Placer 6th, Freestyle All-American, 4th at Napa, 1st at La Puente, number 4 or 5 in the Mendoza crew. So she's got a lot of experience. But Destiny Dominguez, who's just a sophomore, is 26-10, 4th at the Carter Girl Classic, 3rd at the Queen of the Valley, 2nd at the RM Parks, 6th at the Women's West Coast. At TOC, she was 7th Queen of the Hill. She was 7th at Queen of the Hill and 6th at Napa Valley Girls Classic. Prestigious things. This is a great one. But Chelsea Mendoza, you're looking at a state placer.
Chelsea Mendoza is a little sister of Pepe Mendoza, the coach of a long family of Selma wrestling. You know, the whole town has one town, one high school. That's just a history of great Selma wrestling. And now, hey, now you're born a boy or girl, especially the Mendoza family. It looks like you're wrestling. You know what I mean? The two brothers, Pepe Mendoza, the coach, wrestled Selma High School, Cal State Bakersfield, coach at Centennial. Then before he went back to come and help out his little sisters, and his little sister right here is one of the best ones. She's probably been wrestling since she's 4 or 5 years old, probably.
Chelsea takes an early 2-0 lead to get this started for Selma, and this Kern High Network coverage of Golden Valley Selma dual non-league, all
that cradle locked up.
They're going to take it.
Yeah, so what she did, so she had a good counterattack, and now what she did, she locked up a reverse cradle. She's going to start getting some near fall here probably. If she can get back exposure right there. She's going to stay there and she's not going to be able to pin, but she's going to be able to get, she has like basically a reverse cradle, but she's going to have to let that go and come back on top. She got 3 points, so now she got 2 takedown, 3 near fall. Looks like she's going to cradle again, head in the ribs, put her on the side. She could lead to a fall right here.
Textbook right here.
She needs to get off her knees.
She's up 5-0. It's all Chelsea Mendoza right now at the 101 match between Chelsea Mendoza and Destiny Dominguez. And it's only a matter of seconds, I would say. Actually, you know, Destiny's fighting back, but it's been all Chelsea Mendoza right now in this opening match between the Selma Bears and the Golden Valley Bulldogs.
Yeah, Chelsea's getting a good job on top. She's really dangerous for that cradle, especially keeping the head down. So it's not allowing, keeping the head down, you're never going to allow your opponent to stand up.
20 seconds left, 8-0. Chelsea Mendoza is commanding this, but here we got some early action. Destiny Dominguez with the reversal puts 2 points on the board, and it's 8-2 right now. Proud of Destiny Dominguez. She's really battled back. It looked very dire early on that she was going to get pinned, but as we look on here, we see that's changed. 2 seconds, and it's going to time out right here as we go to the second period of this match.
So like I said, so Selma picked the odd matches. So now that's the first match. Going to the second round, they got choice. They deferred, meaning that they'll defer the option, and they'll take the third period. They'll take their choice. So they defer to Golden Valley. Golden Valley picked bottom. She needs to watch out for the cradle, obviously. But she did do a good job of reversing. So she needs to get to her feet, get hand control, and then look for the escape or look for a reversal. Mendoza, on the other hand, is probably going to start attacking the head, chopping the arm down, attack the head, and start working the cradle, from what I've seen earlier.
So, Brad, we've been around wrestling a number of times. I've started to figure out sometimes if you're in the dominant position, and Chelsea did dominate, does it make sense for her just to let Destiny Dominguez escape? Is she better in a position like this to keep her from escaping, or does she just keep riding it out to the end of the period?
Well, so what we saw, obviously, okay, so here's the thing. When Chelsea's on top, her duty is to turn the bottom wrestler. And the bottom wrestler's duty is to get away. You can't lay there or you're stalling. So the bottom has the obligation of standing up and getting away, and the top wrestler has the obligation of working for a turn. And so either one, that's what they need to be doing. Now, if Mendoza thinks she's more dominant on her feet, then she can cut her. But the thing was, right after the start, Destiny looked like she was attacking, and she almost had that first takedown. It just, Mendoza looked like she was a good counter wrestler, and she's doing a good job of tying up the arms right now. But Destiny needs to just get her head up and build one foot up and then the other foot up and stand up. Don't worry about the arms down there. Just stand up.
And when you're in these compromising positions, as we see that Destiny is, you talk about one step at a time. That's where you control your breathing, and you're able to just take your time, be patient. And she is down 8-2, and we'll see that, you know, if we make it to that third period, she's going to have to really step up her game and really continue to be aggressive if she's looking to make a win out of it.
Yeah, she doesn't need to worry about the score too much right now. You just look for small wins. It's just like basketball, just extend the game. So basically what you're doing is she's just looking to get 1 escape or 2 reversal. 1 escape, 2 reversal. She just has to stay on her base, keep her head off the mat, and build up. But what's happening is if you look at Mendoza, she's trapping that bottom ankle. So you see how she's hooking that ankle? No matter what, it's called kind of ball and chain, ankle ride, anything. So no matter what Destiny does, even if she gets to her feet, Mendoza's going to keep trapping that ankle and just keep tying her down and wearing her down. She's not necessarily scoring points, but what we say is riding's winning. So now she's put her on her back. She's going to get some near fall now, but Destiny's going to do a good job of getting back to her stomach probably.
The near fall should have been scored right there.
Yeah, she got 2.
So there's 2 points coming on there. She's extended her lead 10-2 right now. Live on the Kern High Network, the Selma Bears
Cradle.
Golden Valley Girls Wrestling.
The problem is Destiny keeps standing up and she's tripoding. When she's standing up, she's keeping her head close to her knee. Every time she stands up and she has her head close to her knee, it makes it easy. She got saved on that one.
And saved by the buzzer right there. It looked like Mendoza was closing down, but she does get 3 points on that near fall right there. As we go to the third period and decisive period of this, we are going to take a look and see how this is going to end up with points. But, you know, Brad, we've been around this long enough to look at that. This has got to be frustrating for Chelsea Mendoza. She's absolutely dominating this. She needs to get those pinpoints to get that early commanding lead if there's dominating right here.
Yeah.
So I know that's on her mind. You and I have talked about that a number of times. There's big difference between the points you have if you pin,
exactly,
if you absolutely dominate and all that stuff. So
the matches come down to what we call bonus points. A regular win, if you win between 1 point, you win by 1 point, 4-5, or you win by 7-0. 1-7 is 3 team points. 8-14, if you win by more than 8 points. In between 8 and 14, you get 4 team points. If you technically a tech fall is if you get 15 points on somebody, that's 5 team points, and a pin is 16 points. So Destiny is looking for the turn, but Mendoza's doing a good job. Oh, she's going to bring over. She needs to bring herself back.
Turning it over, got to bring it back a little bit more. She keeps riding it. We talked about that, Brad.
Yeah.
But you got to give it up to Chelsea Mendoza, who's not getting swept away sometimes with the emotion of the benches and the crowd that are yelling at that. That's sometimes a very interesting dynamic in wrestling we've seen, Brad, is the reaction of the people, the crowd, the benches. But Chelsea Mendoza hanged in there when there was
there's a little fear when you start getting turned. You know what I mean? When you're winning by 11 points, and you can see how Pepe stand up real quick. The coach over there, Selma, he got a little fear in him too. She needs to get her head off the mat too. You keep your head off the mat, you keep it up, you're fine. She needs to try to score, get a point, get an escape. She really needs to be working for a tech fall. Those 5 team points right now. There's 11 point difference. That'd be 4 team points. But she needs to work for an escape, another takedown. But right now it's just going to be.
We're going with 20 seconds left in this third right here. And it could just be marginal points that you look at when you and I tend to think that it could have been much more.
It could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse, but you give it up to Destiny.
Destiny stepped up the third period.
And if I'm Coach Gamino, who's watching this, and maybe not have won, but you do get some of these wins when you don't give up as many points. And even though they lost, you can still be satisfied with this.
And coming off that match, I tell Destiny didn't really, she put herself in bad position on a lot of those points. It wasn't so much that Chelsea was just dominating her and throwing her over with those cradles. What was happening was Destiny was standing up with her head close to her knees, and she was getting cradled left and right. That was just putting yourself in a bad position. And, there's a lot to take from that match if I'm Destiny. And Destiny, I feel, that can really close that gap in terms of the points by just staying in good position. So there's a lot to take from that match. It's a learning lesson, and it's a preview for the state championships. You never know. These girls could meet up in the quarterfinals at state. These girls could meet up in the semifinals at state or the state finals. So there's a lot to take away from this. And a tribute to the Kern High School Network. If I'm any girl in the state of California, I'm watching this match. I'm watching Selma, and I'm watching every one of their wrestlers. I'm scouting them, you know what I mean? And I'm watching Golden Valley. So you got to give credit to Selma High School and Golden Valley High School for kind of putting on this showcase and being confident enough to put yourself out there. You know what I mean? And they're promoting the sport. They're putting out there, but they're also kind of exposing themselves and what they do to everybody else free of charge. Just get on the internet and watch what we can do. Yeah.
So now we're at 106 is Sashi Palov is going against Navia Arvizo. And once again, these light ones we always talk about. One name that comes to mind is Genesis Kirarte over there at Ridgeview, who's one of the lightweights out there that was was rocking and rolling as they were going through their, into state and all that too as well. So nice to see some coaches out here from all over Bakersfield that are watching this and seeing what's going on. So it's a good one thing I can tell you about the wrestling community. It's interesting. All these little sports have their own little communities.
Yep.
You see the basketball community, the wrestling community, the football community right now. But that is Navia Arvizo, who in her first year of wrestling, 3-11, but she definitely is pretty tough getting out there.
Yeah.
Sashi Palav, who's also in her first year wrestling, she placed third at Dinuba, but we have 2 first-year wrestlers at this 106, and makes a very interesting match.
Yeah, you can tell one. You kind of feel like your opponent that first round, and you want to see who's the attacker, who's kind of maybe the defensive wrestler. You can tell. Looks like they have a headgear issue where it might have came off or the hairnet. You have to have your hairnet. You have to have your hair pulled up. So if you are on your back or something like that, the hair's not in the way and stuff like that. So you got to have your hair pulled up. And this is for boys or girls. And then you have to have your your protective ear headgear. As you can see, the Golden Valley girls, they all have, their team has headgear, the type that it's built in. There's the net, and it's attached to the headgear to where some right here, they use the hairnet, and then they come with the headgear on top. Either way is fine. Another contrast is, look at the difference in the singlets. A couple years ago, the National High School Wrestling Federation changed it, said, hey, you don't have to wear these singlets like this. They felt that some of the promotion of the sport of it was, a lot of kids would tell you, hey, I don't want to wear that singlet. You know what I mean? The boys did. So now you can wear shorts, like these combat shorts and combat shirts, and in lieu of wearing a singlet.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Brad Hull, the wrestling insider.
I don't know if that's too much insight, buddy. That's just the rules.
Right now, we're looking at is Navia Arvizo with a near fall takedown, gets 2 points. And she's got a 2-0 lead.
But look at Sasha. Look, when she got taken down, what did she immediately do? She stood right back up, and she got to her feet. She attacked the hands. So that one takedown wasn't that big. It was, I don't know.
And Sashi gets that 1-point escape right there.
Yeah.
And she's got an aggressive streak on there.
Yep.
And not letting that go on there. So we got 2-1 right now. Arvizo over Apollo. And that's the ring. And we're going to go to the second period as we look on that.
That was a Haskell thing. I was able to switch the thing to the team score on the bottom, but that's not us. That's a Haskell thing. You'll notice that some of these beginners, a lot of times on their feet, they like to tie up the wrist. Because what happens is, if you got someone that's attacking on you, you need to defend yourself and slow down. So what you do is you grab a wrist, and by grabbing the wrist, you're slowing down their ability to attack on you. Right now on top, what she does a great job of grabbing the ankle, lifting up. She's going to try to flatten out the bottom wrestler. Flatten her out to her stomach, and then work for a turn to where Sasha on the bottom, she's working to stand straight up. She got some good base right there. She has one leg up. She needs to put her head up like she's doing. Get 2 feet. Boom. She's out.
Right
Tie
there.
score 2-2.
Olive with the escape 2-2. Brad, you talk about flattening them out. I've seen a lot of time wrestlers want to extend the arms and flatten out the wrist.
Exactly.
Grab the wrist and get out there and make them skinny, get them so they can eventually.
Because here's the thing: if you're on I've never seen in my life anybody on their belly. They can go from your belly to your feet. It's kind of like a baby. You got to go from rolling to crawling to walking to running. You know what I mean? There's a natural progression. So same thing. If you're on the bottom and you're on your stomach, you got to go from stomach to base to feet. So you got to keep that, stay from your base to your feet to get away. There's no way you're going to get away from someone you're on your stomach. So on the top wrestler, you want to break them down flat, get them flat, and then you start working for that turn.
And Brad, you bring up a lot of good things about what does a program's training look like in the off season?
Yeah.
What type of things are you doing to work on your hip flexibility and work on your hip strength and work on your core and all that stuff too as well? You see that wrestlers sometimes are the most in shape people around, but there is a rigorous training thing to go on there.
I've also seen wrestlers the most uncoordinated guys too, though. I can tell you that.
but you see those guys in the weight room. Why it's so important is getting that flexibility and mobility and all of those little core things in there to help them to be dynamic when they're in a position where they're on their belly and they got to get to their base and go from there as well.
That's nice attacking right there. Yeah, I mean, it's just wrestling year round going to get you in good shape. I mean, doing other sports, building your core, just like you're saying, it's just that contrast of, cross training and everything. But you got to remember, these people are working out every day. Every day, either you're beating somebody up or you're getting beat up every day. It's a dogfight every day. Absolutely. Whether people like it or not, you go into a wrestling room and it's hot, it's sweaty, it's mean. There's not a lot of laughter going on. Someone's either beating you up or you're beating somebody else up. It's real simple. The coaches will tell us either you got to think of a train track. Either you're getting run over by the train. Either you're getting run over by the train or you're the train. So one of the two. You know what I mean? So it's a lot better when you're the train and beating up on someone.
But in the midst of that kind of chaos that you're talking about, there's a very methodical approach to wrestling.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like the dance that goes in there. 1 point right there is awarded to Arvizo.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden Arvizo takes Pollard down to the ground to garnish her 2 more points. And so right now, Arvizo's looking to flip.
So this is what's big about those bonus points.
Yep. The bonus point. This is huge right here, and it is called. And Arvizo with a big pin for the Golden Valley Bulldogs. And excitement right there. She did all those little things that you talked about. She was able to get her on her back, and some big, ginormous points are going to come on there. Miguel's working his first wrestling, so we're getting the scoring down right now.
Yeah.
So let's help Miguel. How many points for a pin do we have?
That's 6.
Right? 6
so now Golden Valley just jumps up 6-4.
And so Golden Valley is taking a lead 6-4. And if you're Coach Gamino, you are.
That was huge. That's bonus.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go back to this. My hats go off to Destiny Dominguez of not getting pinned in her first match, and was able to ride it out and not get that. That's the difference of the match right now, right there. That's the chess match that we.
And that's exactly probably what Selma was hoping for with Sasha. I think her name was that she wasn't probably the best on her feet to where the Golden Valley girl was the one attacking, but it was 2-1, 2-2, 4-2. You keep that points close, and then that's only gonna be a 3-point swing. But now what happens? Not only did she get a takedown, she turned it to her back, and 3 points turned into 6 points. So now instead of winning the dual match by 1 right now or being up 4-3, now you're losing by 2. Those are the kind of swings that make the difference. Those are what I was talking about, the bonus points.
We're at 111s right now. Emily Santos, the sophomore, first-year wrestler, is wrestling for Selma. Celeste Cubillo, who is 17-13, finished second at Queen of the Valley, is wrestling for Golden Valley. Golden Valley up 6-4 after that impressive pin by Navia Arvizo, a first-year wrestler, being able to demonstrate that. And I was talking about before that, and right now, boom, right away with the takedown.
And the half.
Cubillo and the half. And
watch
this
out,
is going to look to be quick right here as Cubillo gets in there. And it is a pin right there for Celeste Cubillo. Is able to come right off the bat to extend this lead. And you're talking about max points. It's going to be 12-4 right now. And Golden Valley is dominating right now the 3-time state champion Selma Bears. And we've talked about all day the momentum that are going on there. Yes, I will say this, Chelsea Mendoza had a dominant match, but she didn't get the pin. And the difference of those points could come back to haunt the Selma Bears. On to the 121s, we got Marilyn Perez of Golden Valley in her first year. And at I apologize. We're at the 116s. Stephanie Mejia, who is at 11-10.
Fourth match of the night.
Who's 11-10, fourth match of the night. Stephanie Mejia is going up against Trinity Ventura.
Right, we apologize if some of these names are wrong. We just got the lineups from what the coaches gave us, but like I said, that definitely could be off. You know what I mean?
It could be off, but we're going to do the best we can. These are the most recent lineups.
Golden Valley.
And here we go, Stephanie Mejia
at
again. 116. Could be 3 straight pins on the 3-time state champion. Stephanie Mejia is going in there. She's trying to turn that right arm, and here she goes.
She almost needs to just get her points, though, and she needs to lower herself down and go drop her left shoulder underneath the Selma wrestler. She's trying to bulldog her over. She's going to get her there right here.
Here we go.
She needs to run her feet, run her feet, run her feet.
Run her feet right here, and it
get off your
bad situation for the Selma Bears. And Stephanie Mejia is going to keep riding it out, and she is going to get that and quick. The Golden Valley girls.
Hey, Golden Valleys are coming out to wrestle right now.
You know coming out right now, 18-4.
Yeah. So I don't know the number of years these girls have been wrestling or the matchups, right? But I can't tell the difference right now. That I can tell you is that Golden Valley's going out there and off the whistle, they're attacking. They're leaving nothing a chance. They're attacking. They're shooting doubles. They're taking shots, and what they're doing a great job of doing is their transition from their shots. They're going into a turn as the girls are taking them down with doubles with stuff like that. They're going right into a half Nelson, right into a Cobra, and they're going to these pinning combinations from the takedown. The best time to put someone on their back is as you're taking them down. It's not like they're taking them down and then going behind them, catching their breath, regrouping, figuring out how am I going to turn you. They're taking you down and putting you right to your back, and I think it's catching someone off their guard right now. You got to be ready to go out there and fight.
There's hammer and nail. We talk about that
exactly.
often. You hammer the nail. 121s right now, Marilyn Perez at Golden Valley. 121, Marina Alvarez. Interesting enough about Marina Alvarez, she's 6'8" as a senior. She had an older brother that was a state qualifier and an older sister that wrestled as well. So you talked about that Selma wrestling family. She hails from that right now. So we see how she can bounce back against Marilyn Perez, who is just a freshman and a first-year wrestler. So we got senior against freshman. One thing
that's what I love.
You don't see that sometimes.
No, you
in
do
a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrestling's one of those. You don't see that. Maybe in basketball every once in a while. You don't see it in football. But right now,
but in wrestling, it's a one-on-one sport, so you can say, "Hey, I just beat up that freshman." You know what I mean? Or I got beat up by that freshman.
We saw Justin Darter over there
exactly
at last year when he was just a freshman.
Yep.
That was sticking it to some seniors on his way to having a high qualifying. I think he finished in 4th or 5th last year at state.
Yeah, this is Perez from Selma, right? She needs to stop the bleeding right now. She needs to come out with the dominant performance. She needs to change this momentum.
Perez from Golden Valley.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And we got Marina Alvarez.
Marina Alvarez, that's right. Marina Alvarez
has got the dominant position.
Yeah, she needs to get
Golden
this
Valley. And I'm telling you, she's got to get that pin to get these points back for Selma. And
she's got to do something to change that momentum, really. Yeah.
Change the momentum, get max points.
She's going to get it.
She's going to ride it out. Marina Alvarez.
She got it.
Ref looking for the right position.
There it is.
And there it is. Marina Alvarez of the Selma Bears at 121 is able to get the pin and get some much-needed points for the Selma Bears going on there. One thing that I really like about this, too, that we're starting to see is, and I don't have the official's name, but we have female officials that are being involved in wrestling, too, as well. And I think that is just a great move on everyone. Everyone feel like they can be included as there's the liberation of allowing people to do their thing.
We should switch you here in a little bit. We should get a female in here, I think.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, Kyle?
I think that's the next
We should
step.
sub you out. I think so. I'm joking. I'm just kidding. You're doing a great job. No, I think
next step.
I will say this. This is one of the first female wrestlers, referees I've seen in Kern County, and hats off to her. I mean, she's putting it out there, and this is exactly what, that inclusion into the sport of wrestling that's been so male-driven and dominant for so long. I love watching what these girls are doing. Look at that.
Right now, it's Mariah Valdez.
Nothing. Yeah, look at this. Back and forth.
It down, and you got Caitlin Hunter who are going at it in an epic match.
Nothing.
And you got to see that it's nothing. Kind of goes to a draw. Brad, to your point, I'm going to bring this up to you. I know you may have been joking around about it, but there needs to be female commentators. We need to expand that in there.
To be honest,
I think that'll really happen because they give that insight, especially if we can get a female commentator for a sport of wrestling, would really offer unique insight into wrestling.
Yeah, you need more commentary just in sports, and in wrestling in general. The promotion of the sport and stuff. With the biggest promotion of the sport of wrestling has been female wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The inclusion of it. So anything to promote, wrestling, the sport of wrestling, female. I mean, it's an Olympic sport. You need to promote as much as we can.
Mariah Valdez up 2-1 over Caitlin Hunter. She starts on the top position right now, and this is kind of a dogfight right here, as Caitlin Hunter is able to escape and get the 1 point. Caitlin Hunter, 26-12, finished 3rd at Queen of the Valley, 3rd at RM Parks, and 8th at Carter Classic Girl. And this is just a fight right now that's taking place, and it is aggressive. Points are getting awarded left and right. Caitlin Hunter has pulled ahead 4-2 with a near fall. She's trying to get that turn right now, but Mariah Valdez is holding on for dear life.
This is probably one of the closest, I think, evenly matched up matches. Both these girls are very experienced, you can tell, and technical, and it's going back. It's going punch for punch. One's coming with a shot, the other one's coming with a counter. She's not going to get turned right here. She needs to look at the score. Tripoded. She rolled over. Oh, she's going to get some near fall. I don't know if they counted it, but
Mariah Valdez, we got to say, from Selma, 11-7, just a sophomore. Older brother Oscar Diaz was a 2-time state placer. So
out of bounds.
Brad, to your point that you've talked about all night, Selma's got wrestling in the community.
Yeah.
Caitlin Hunter up 6-2 right now over Mariah Valdez at just 126. Hunter's going to be on top.
Oscar Diaz was a state placer over here in 2017, I think, brother. Yeah, like I was saying, this goes back from the early 90s with Coach Quintana and Ishmael Quintana and Gary Quintana, Nick Quintana, Eric Maris, Jesse Trujillo or Lujan. I'm sorry, Jesse Lujan. Oh, yeah. This is just family after family after family, and then their kids coming in, and then when Sammy Lopez came out here from down south, he came out, took over the program around the 2000s, mid 2000s. You saw the explosion of Selma wrestling with Cisneros and what he did, almost become the next 4-time state champion, and then it just snowballed from there. Justin Lozano. I can go on and on and on with these families and little brothers and the Garcias, Ruben and Robert Garcia, and it's just becoming kind of this domino effect. And now the girls in Selma have just kind of started off where the guys have had been at, and which led to the 3-time state champion. You know what I mean? And now you're seeing programs like Golden Valley and Ridgeview, like I said, and South High School in Bakersfield, kind of matching that same thing and trying to build their own little dynasty.
As unbiased as I possibly can be.
You're pretty biased over here with
Hunter
Golden Valley.
gets over here and is doing everything she wants to right now, but you see that Mariah Valdez is fighting Hunter with a 3-point near fall. Gets on there, and an escape right there by Valdez.
Yep. But Valdez is putting up a fight. She's not getting pinned.
Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
scoring. A win for her might be not getting pinned. That could be a big difference. That could be the difference at the end of the dual match between 6 points or 3 points. You know what I mean? Right now it's only a 3-point
But a
difference.
win for Hunter's got to be a pin. You could tell just the way she's aggressive. She's going for that pin and is fighting for that.
Yeah, I mean, a win's a win, but any bonus you can get, if you can, right now she's up by 6. She needs to win by 8.
Yep.
You know, if I'm the coach, I'm like, you need to score. But look at what Selma's doing. She's trying to score and cut that 6-point lead into a 4-point lead. You know what I mean? It's a strategic match. You do one thing, I'm a counter with this. See, now look at that. Now that 6-point match is only a 4-point match. Now I'm gonna look to try to win the match.
Looks like there's 2 points that get on the board right there to close it in a little bit more. Mariah Valdez gets 2 points. It's now 9-5.
Hunter needs to escape. She has 30 seconds to get away. She needs to get 1 point out of this.
Hunter needs to try to get that 1 point that goes on her. Escape or reversal. We talk about that often enough in wrestling.
She's going to tripod. That's where you need to look to cradle her right here, but she
This
can't
is
let her
her
up.
conditioning, and Hunter's able to escape, get up 10-5 right now. And as we have 20 seconds left in this second period.
Hunter's going to attack. Watch this high crotch. She's going to post, and she goes with her arm. She's going to reach for a high crotch. So Selma needs to get ready to counter that, knock the head down, spin around, because Hunter's coming. Oh, headlock.
Hunter's got 5 seconds. There goes Hunter. She's got 5 seconds. They're going to ride it out. That goes on here.
She's going to get 4 points.
And it goes on. And it's going to be just 2 points right
2
there.
takedown, 2 near fall.
2 takedown, 2 near fall. It's 14-5. Hunter,
Neutral.
as we start this third period, they're going to start neutral. And you know what? You have 2 aggressive teams and you start neutral like that. Makes a little bit of sense.
Well, what's been happening is she's going neutral because she's been so dominant on her feet. She's been getting almost every takedown. She's gotten a 4-point move right there. She's going to keep trying to extend her lead. She's up by 9. She's going to try and make that 15. She's going to try and get a pin, but if she doesn't get the pin, she's going to try to get 9 points.
Absolutely.
Here's where maybe conditioning's come in. I don't know how conditioning is for Hunter, but or Selma, but if Hunter's attacking, that's a good thing. I don't know. She looks like she's going to go for a headlock again, the same move she just did. She's either headlocking or she's high crotching, one of the two. There's a high crotch. She's going to hit the corner, switch to a double, turn the corner. Good job by Alvarez.
Great job.
If I'm Alvarez, I don't have to attack. I can still score off of counterattacks.
Actually, this is Mariah Valdez.
Mariah Valdez, yep.
Mariah Valdez. Here comes Hunter right here. She's trying to finish this off with a pin and a nice reversal by Mariah Valdez. And the score is 18-9. Once again, points are at stake. Valdez, very uncompromising situation for Hunter. Mariah Valdez.
She's to put her chin in the shoulder.
Reversal right here. Hunter's holding on.
Chin in the shoulder.
The shoulders down.
That's
the ref
it.
is looking
That's
for
it.
It's getting chin in the shoulder right now.
It's getting close, Kyle. It's getting close, buddy.
Right there. Mariah Valdez at 126. Complete turn of events as Caitlin Hunter was dominating the whole match.
It can happen.
And Mariah Valdez in the last 2 minutes is able to flip it and reverse it. And now it's 18-16.
So Kyle, you see all my gray hairs, right?
Yeah,
so this is as a coach. This is what happens. You go. This is what you call 11 or a 12-point swing, because instead of winning by 6 or winning by 5, you now lost 6. So you didn't just lose 6. You lost 6 plus 5, 6 plus 6. That's 11-point swing.
You have the gray hair.
Yeah.
My years of coaching and stressing, I have no hair. So we're looking at those things.
Look at that girl right there. You see that? You see the hug she's getting right there on the side? That's what I'm talking about, the dual match right there. This might be a sophomore, first year, whatever it is. This could have made or break her wrestling career right now. This is what could have propelled her to the next level or something. You know, it's wins like this.
Here we go to 130. I think we're at 130.
Yeah, all the excitement I lost count. I'm sorry.
131. I'm going to say Christina Wallace.
Kyle, let me just say, Kyle, I think we butchered every name. I think we're way off.
I'm trying to figure it out. Eliana LaFodu at 131, and at 131 we got Melanie Mendoza, I believe is what's out there right now.
Yeah, Melanie's now the younger sister also of Pepe, the coach right here. She's another one of the Mendoza girls. Very dominant wrestler. She came out, got an attack. She's doing more of an advanced move. She's calling it what they call, she got 2-on-1. Now she's threading it, and she's going to get tilt. She's going to put the bottom leg up. She's going to get near fall. Selma needs to get a pin on this one. They're expecting a pin on this one. She's going to go to the head. She's going to jump out to the head, circle around. She needs to circle tee off. And she's going to get the pin pretty quickly here, which is going to put Selma right back on top by 4.
And you got Melanie Mendoza that finished it off pretty quickly. Quickly about Melanie Mendoza, just a junior, 15-1, 2-time state placer, 3-time freestyle All-American, ranked 12th at 121 on Flow Wrestling, number 5 of the Mendoza crew, second at Napa, first at La Puente.
That's number 12 in the country.
Dominated.
12 in the country.
12 in the country. Look at that. You see that she is 100% dominant.
Yep.
If I'm looking at here, we're going on to 137s.
So
and
usually
I believe right now this is Eliana LaFodu, and hopefully I get this right. And then at 137 is Christina Wallace. Christina Wallace, another line from that Selma wrestling family, 10-7. Cousin and uncle were wrestlers.
You might just show everybody from Selma, their whole family wrestles.
Christina Wallace was part of the 2017 Valley Championship softball team.
There you go.
So you're talking about multiple sports that going on there.
And used to winning.
That to the table. Used to winning.
Yeah.
Lately, Selma's been kind of the cat's pajamas with a lot of
Look at that club. Look at that club. She's going out there attacking. This is going to be a good one. Who's going to back down?
LaFodu, we've seen her older sister was a wrestler
Boom.
too as well. So.
Boom. See that nice double into a chin whip. She's trying to give it up. This could have been 2. If I'm Selma, I'm saying no. If I'm Golden Valley, I'm saying heck yeah, that's 2. She's going to work 2. Golden Valley should argue that. That was a nice drop. That was a nice blast by Golden Valley. She dropped down, she blasts. And there's a nice counter. She's trying to see how Selma's controlling that wrist. You can't attack my legs if I'm holding your wrist. So she's trying to block her out, control her wrist, and then you want to create space. You want to get your wrist free, and then you want to drop and you want to blast.
LaFodu, for her credit, 21-9, 7th at the Carter Girl Classic, 1st at Queen of the Valley. Christina Wallace, as we talked about, multi-sport athlete who was able to win a Valley championship on the softball team, but now is going to be part of this Selma wrestling team. So
the photo looks tough. Look at that. She's trying to attack the head. She's going to try to clear her wrist, and then she's going to try to shoot. So once she gets her wrist free, she's going to set up a shot. She's going to try to drop her hips, and she's going to blast forward just like that. Now she's going to run her feet. Run, run, run. Wallace is doing a good job of dropping it. Ooh, nice inside trip, but a photo just right there. Hit the little spinner and got 2 control.
The photo gets 2 points in this first period.
That was a mean crossface coming around that missed.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's up 2-0 early on.
She's going to try a cradle.
Actually, we got about 25 seconds left in this.
Hey, this girl's wrestling meaner than some of my guys used to wrestle. I can tell you that. You know what I mean?
But Wallace with LaFodu has been able to ride this out right here. 15 seconds left.
Wallace is going to work to get 1. She's trying to control that wrist. She's going to get to her feet. She's going to hook that head. She's going to hook the head and put it on her back is what she's going to do.
Absolutely. And
there she goes, 2-2.
2-2.
Yep. And a half. She's going to get saved by the bell, though. Look at Wallace. Wallace needs to bump that hip. This is going to be a good one right here. So this is going to be a good one. This one can go either way. 2 tough girls. That should be 2 near fall.
Right here, they're going to give the 2 points. 2 near falls are going to be given to Selma.
Yep.
So it's going to be 4-2 after the first period.
Defer, go neutral.
And that is Christina Wallace.
Yep.
Is leading this right now, 4-2. What a great match. You talk about that intensity. As we get in these higher weight classes, you start to see the intensity levels. Yep. I think it's the punishing, the contact that takes place that adds to that.
Cut her in the eye. Actually, poked her in the eye. Then what happens in the third period, you start working to who's in better condition. Who, a lot of people start breaking once you get out of position. Well, you start, it's hard to fight for 6 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're basically fighting for 6 minutes at 100%. So these girls have to be in good condition. They have to be used to, going a 6-minute match. I used to make my guys wrestle 7, 8-minute matches. I would never tell them that. But I would be like, hey, we're almost done. But if you can go 7 or 8 minutes, then you can always go 6 minutes, Yeah. So, and you see a photo. She's doing a good job of dropping back. She's going to keep attacking. If I'm Wallace, I'm sitting back, staying in good position, waiting for attacking. I'm counterattacking, counterattacking, counterattacking. I'm winning by 2. I just need to stay in good position. Who's her workout partner, too? You know what I mean? Yeah. Look at Wallace's workout partner. Who's she battling with every day? Mendoza,
State
the girl.
champion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. The
state
number 12
champion.
ranked person in the country,
Yeah.
probably. So iron sharpen irons. You know what I mean? So she's just naturally gonna. These girls are gonna get better around them.
And they often say that the
Uh-oh.
best wrestler.
Something happened. Timeout.
Something happened. An
Finger.
arms,
She needs to call
something going
timeout.
on.
The ref should have already stopped it, really, but.
She dropped it down.
Oh, there's a
Something's going on
crossface.
with
That's
Wallace.
illegal. That's
Should
illegal.
Be 4-4.
She's gonna cradle her up.
It's 137 right now. Something's different with Wallace.
Something happened to her fingers. She's probably either dislocated a finger, broken finger. But so
And
first of
there
all,
goes LaFotu's going right now.
she should call timeout.
And it is a pin. And
Pepe
that
should have
is
called
big.
timeout. Someone
There
should call
have been a
timeout.
timeout to address
Yeah.
the medical injury. You saw something was visibly wrong, but LaFotu right there with the pin, and that puts Golden Valley back up 24-22. And this is just going to seesaw back and forth of who's going to finish. But sometimes you get those breaks right there where they're able to get up a little bit on those points. But
something happened when she was in that match,
did.
and
You
I don't
saw-
think Pepe saw that. I don't saw what he saw. I would have been yelling, "Hey, timeout, timeout!" You know, and the ref doesn't have to acknowledge coach's timeout, but if the girls wrestling, she says timeout. You know, but maybe she just something happened. Maybe she gave. That's where that mental toughness comes in, the physical toughness in. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna have those
But
things,
if
and you
you're-
got to be able to bounce back. And
But
come
if
up.
you're LaFotu, you're glad that no timeout was called.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going right after that right there.
Hey, a
So
photo's
here-
doing the right thing, being aggressive. Just
Here
keep
we
doing
go,
it.
143. Aslan Quiros of Golden Valley is going up against Herreri Mares, who's a freshman at Selma.
Mares needs
For
to get
Quiros-
ready.
For Quiros, it's her first year. For Mares, she is a freshman. She's 10-4, has a sister that wrestled at Kingsburg for the great Bryce Hammond, who is also a CSUB alumni.
There you go, the brothers. Bryce and Coleman are both out
Yeah.
there. Mares is going to get the pin on this one, I think. The Golden Valley girl came out, and she was going hard. She was trying for her headlocks, but she was getting out of position. She's kind of just throwing everything out there. And what Mares did was she just kind of hung out there, took her time, and they got the pin.
And Mares gets the points and is now going to extend that lead to 28-24.
By 4, back and forth.
Back and forth seesaw. This is a great match right now.
Yeah, it is.
And we got to say that's going on there.
And now do you see? Now do you
What a
see
great
why?
match.
Now do you see why they don't like to give you their lineups ahead of time?
Yeah, they don't give the lineups. You try and figure it out, and we apologize to all the families if we butcher the name, but we're as good as the lineups that are delivered to us right now. Up next, we're going to look at right here, 150, Yadira Jimenez, who is a freshman and 6-2 from Golden Valley.
There might be a forfeit here. I think
And
if
it
you
could
look,
be a forfeit, and this is one thing that you got to appreciate about Golden Valley, and this could
Fill
be the
the
bias.
lineup.
Hey, fill the lineup and get the points.
Yep.
And you see that in a wide array of sports in high school athletics. Fill the lineup. One that comes to mind that a lot of teams got to do is swim and dive. You
So-
get a diver out there,
That's
you
right.
get the points.
That's what
I
you
don't
need.
care if they can do cannonballs. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? But
yeah,
you
yeah.
get out there, get some points.
Hey.
Those points are valuable to the overall team thing and getting on there. So
I can tell you,
feel-
you want to be a girls' league championship team in Bakersfield right now. You feel a whole squad. You
Fill a
feel
whole
you
squad
feel a
every
team of 4.
time.
They're Golden Valley's down by 4. Now they're going to be up by 2. Watch this.
Absolutely.
Boom. Make it 30-28. That's how you get a quick 6 points.
Absolutely.
You got to remember 6 points. That's a pin. That's the maximum points allowed for a forfeit.
Yeah,
you can just throw a body out there and you got a pin. I mean, you know what I mean? So that's it's so important to fill your team.
Yadira Jimenez gets the forfeit, and she goes on there, and she's able to get the points. Golden Valley now goes back, takes the lead. I want to talk about Golden Valley a little bit. We got to give a shout-out to Aaron Weary.
Yes.
Because he has been the head coach since Golden Valley opened its doors way back in 2003, I believe. Got on that. I should know that as the assistant principal.
Yeah.
But
good job, assistant principal.
Absolutely. But
Way to go. You should get a raise. Just
Aaron Weary has been around, been the head coach.
Yes.
And what we've talked about is stability, and you talk about building a family. You're seeing that at Golden Valley. Coach Gamino used to be a
He
wrestler
wrestled
at
here,
Golden Valley. So you're starting to see the community give back, and there's something meaningful and special about that. And there's 6 straight league titles. And you talked about you don't necessarily have to be the state champion, but we have shirts here at Golden Valley that say 6-Pete on the back of it to go on there.
Well, they got 6 because they moved out of my league is why they got 6, all right? Because they moved out of Foothills League. So we gave you the opportunity, so you can thank me for that later.
Yeah, thanks,
but
Brad.
no, I'm just kidding.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Paige just did it to me, so don't worry.
Yeah.
That's what hampered all my league titles, losing to Andy and everybody.
But stability at Golden Valley.
Exactly.
And Golden Valley Wrestling has been one of the stable forces in Kern County.
To be honest, you know what you got to give the biggest credit to? So many male coaches, not I shouldn't say male coaches, but the sport of wrestling was kind of like resistance to girl wrestling, because now you got to open up your wrestling room. It's kind of like basketball practice gym time. When are they going to, you know what I mean? And who's the sports at the same time. So you got the competitiveness for the who's going to be coaching. If I'm coaching my guys all day, when do I got time to coach my girls? If I'm wrestling my guys from 3 o'clock until 5 o'clock at night, who's going to have to suffer and come in at 6 o'clock and get the mat all, mopped up and cleaned up and stuff like that?
And the whistle blows right here. Jordan Cortez at 160 from Selma going against Juliana Cortez. This is a good little match right here. Jordan Cortez from Selma, 7-6. Older brother was a wrestler who is also engaged to number 2-5 of the Mendoza crew.
Yeah, there's a family connection. There you go.
Beery Mendoza was a state champ in 2011, the first year
we had the
CIF
girls,
sanctioned the girls' state. And then looking at Juliana Cortez from Golden Valley. Juliana Cortez, senior, 15-9, second at Queen of the Valley, third at Queen of the Hill, seventh at the Napa Valley Girl Classic. She's finishing top in some preeminent girls wrestling tournaments throughout the state of California.
Yeah. Real quick, going back to Coach Weary, just one final shout out to him. I mean, the reason Golden Valley is having the success they're having in girls wrestling is he was at the forefront of opening the doors up and giving the opportunities to the girls at Golden Valley to, that inclusion and the 50-50 of the sport of wrestling when a lot of people haven't. And I'll be the first to say, that those that have opened it up and given that opportunity, those are the teams that are excelling right now. Selma, Golden Valley, and they should reap all the rewards. Ridgeview, the South. They should get reap all the benefits they've been doing. So, this is going to be a great match. This could be a deciding match right here. 30-28, Golden Valley right now. Both these girls are tough and going at it.
Absolutely right now.
No points. That shouldn't be in points. That should be nothing right now.
Jordan Cortez, like you said, maybe no points that go on there.
Well, Golden Valley needs to argue that. She's going to say 2-1.
Period.
Here he goes. He's gonna say, hey, that should be 0. Hopefully the ref realizes it.
Refs kind of communicate. Gamino's going over, throwing his hands up, kind of questioning that, seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
And so they're going to look at that.
No points. Very good call.
So
hey,
no
the ref,
she knew. Able to look at it.
And even Pepe knows that over there at Selma. He's like, hey, I agree with that. 0-0. It's kind of there was no control was established. Yeah. She took her down to her back, but she didn't have control. Where the Selma girl rolled through, got to her feet. Or actually, the Golden Valley girl rolled through, got to her feet. No control was established, so the score is 0-0 going to the second round.
So here we go. At 160, Jordan Cortez is going to start on top.
Now you get to see the top game. Who's good on top, who's good on bottom.
See who can escape and get out of there quick to go on there. But Jordan Cortez is getting on there. And nice little move.
Gets her feet, gets away.
Get the escape points right there for Juliana Cortez. And she takes a 1-0 lead in the second period of this match. Got to bring the energy now. Talk about conditioning. We talk about that all the time.
Toughness.
And you talk about these 1-0 matches. These are decisive matches when it's an evenly contested match like this.
Yeah. The hardest thing as a coach is you can wrestle a great match for 5. You can have your wrestler wrestle a great match for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds, slip up and do one wrong thing, and instead of losing by 3 or winning by 3, you lose by 6,
Absolutely.
And that's just a killer. That's going to be nothing.
Right there. Going to be no points right there.
Yep.
Once again, maintaining control is Juliana Cortez, who's 15-9, but she is a senior here. So she's trying to get the most out of her last year here at Golden Valley High School.
Yeah, she can just come. And this is what I was talking about. This is those kind of defining moments from, where maybe you're not going to be a state placer. You're not saying she won't. I have no idea. But I'm saying that, these are the things that could make or break her. Something that everybody's going to be talking about tomorrow. Did you see Juliana wrestle that one and come out that one?
That was the deciding factor of all
that. Exactly. That's what makes it exciting. I love dual matches.
So,
I think,
So we talk about this right here, Brad, and, I want to go back, and I go back to Destiny Dominguez.
Yep.
She doesn't get a pin. Difference is 2 points right now as we're creeping through this. I'm always going to keep that factor of 2 points going in there. So
you can't blame Destiny.
I'm
so much.
About Chelsea Mendoza.
Yes.
And you got Destiny Dominguez is not able to get pinned, is able to get those 2 points for a team.
And that's, as a coach, what you stress is everybody has to do your job. Just do your job. Your job is to get the maximum amount of points you're capable of getting, and then don't give up.
Or marginalize the points.
Exactly. Maximize wins, minimize losses.
Yeah,
that's what you do as a coach. And you see Pepe, he writes everything down because he's like, he should have had this predetermined what he thought was going to happen today. We're going to give up 6 here. We're going to win here. If we can, and then you start minimizing. Okay, if I can only give up 3 here, that's going to save me 3. And you cut corners where you can.
So if you look on this, both coaches are referencing flow wrestling and referencing different. I think it's Mark Cho that has his state
ranker.
State rankings and all that stuff too as well. So you look at all these things.
Michael, right here, every point is so big on this match.
Cortez is doing a good job. Wonder if she's going to get some points that are hanging out there.
2-1.
Looks like there's going to be 2. They're going to be awarded as the bell rings as they get up right here as well. Jordan Cortez fixing.
Someone needs to invest in some of those headgear like Golden Valley, because I think a couple times they've gotten out of position due to those hairnets and stuff.
Jordan Cortez is going to get those 2 points. She's going to take the 2-1 advantage. And, Brad, I'm in agreement with you. This could be a critical match when it's all said and done. If we can get that for Jordan Cortez, she's got to look on getting that escape right now. For Juliana Cortez, she's got to have a near fall or something like that, a dominant takedown that she's able to.
She can always give up the escape right now and then get a takedown to tie it up. If she can't turn her, you need to cut her, let her get to her feet, give it to 1, and then work for a takedown. Because as the bottom wrestler of Selma right now, you don't need to really do much because you're winning. You just have to not get turned. It's pretty easy not to get turned. You know what I mean? It's just so. At some point, she needs to work for a reversal, get a leg, and that's what she's doing. What she did very great, what she did a good job of was steal in the round. It's kind of like at the end of a basketball quarter. You always want to be the last one to score. You want to steal the rounds. So she scored with 5 seconds left, you know what I mean? And that put her up 2-1. You always try to finish strong at each round, because finishing strong at the first round, second round, is going to lead to a win in the third round.
And they're going to award the point, the escape to Jordan Cortez. And she's up 3-1 with 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go in this third period. Coach Camino is getting a little bit more animated as he's trying to explain what to do. And
so what he's saying is
the intensity is getting up there.
Go ahead, he's letting his wrestler know you have to attack. You have to get takedown in 1 minute 10 to tie this thing up. Pepe over there, Mendoza, coach, is saying stay in good position and don't get taken down. Tie those wrists up. Put 2 of your hands on her 1 and slow her down. She's coming. She's going to probably try a headlock. She's going to tie up Jordan's head, and she's going to work for a headlock or a shot. But she can't do that when Cortez is tying up her wrist. So Cortez is going to keep staying in good position, square up her feet, don't back up, sprawl, circle around, stay in bounds, and just keep on circling. Get your feet back.
45 seconds, less than 45 seconds to go right now.
She needs to sprawl. Put her hips down and sprawl. Get your legs back.
Jordan Cortez up 3-1 right now, but we know that anything could happen right now.
Tie match.
Jordan get a tie, and Jordan
get off
Cortez
her knees.
Is looking for a kind of reversal.
3-3.
There's going to be 2 points awarded right there to Juliana Cortez.
So is it Jordan Cortez from Selma?
Juliana Cortez.
Juliana Cortez got
Jordan Cortez.
She got 15 seconds to get away is what she needs to do. If you want to win the match, just get up and get away. No, that's not near fall. That's not near fall. Pepe's going to argue that. That's not near fall. I don't think it's near fall. I'm not down there, but I don't, I could be wrong.
And we look at the end of 2.
He's saying that's no near fall. No, he said it wasn't.
At the end of 2.
Overtime, buddy. Overtime deciding match.
We're going into the third period right here.
First takedown. They're going to put a minute on the clock. First person to score to get a takedown is going to win the match. I can tell you, Golden Valley, she's attacking. Girl from Selma, she needs to be ready for her attack. Counter that shot. Get your legs back. Spin behind.
Juliana Cortez 15-9. Jordan Cortez 7-6. So we're going to see what's going to end up happening right here.
Juliana's going to come with a shot. Watch this. Juliana's going to try to hit that high crotch. Jordan needs a sprawl. Circle. She doesn't need to back up. She needs a sprawl. Get her legs back. Watch out for the headlock.
45 seconds counting in this overtime match.
Juliana's pushing.
Get these points in this critical match.
Headlock. Selma. Selma with the 2. Maybe the pin. Instead of losing by 6, you lose by. Instead of losing by 3, you lose by 6.
And
that's
Jordan
a killer.
Cortez is going on there, and it could be
that's
a pin
bad.
In the overtime, 6 points awarded to Selma.
All you had to do. So that's not bad. Yeah. I'm not being disrespectful to the Golden Valley girl. But what happened is you're in overtime. So the worst you think as a coach is if I get taken down, I'm only going to lose 3 points on this one. But what you did is in overtime, if you put someone on your back, they're not going to stop the match because they're going to allow you the opportunity to score a maximum of 6 points. Yeah. So not only did she not get the takedown, it almost would have been better than this sound mean. Fall down, go to your stomach, give up 2 takedown. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Because you only give up 3, but now you gave up an additional 3.
You minimize the points.
Exactly.
And that would have been 31-30. Now we're looking at 34-30.
A 4-point swing.
4-point swing. What an exciting match tonight, live on the Kernine Network. Kyle Wiley, Brad Hull, Kevin Willey, Miguel Garcia on the 1s and 2s on the back. We are having fun here tonight. Girls wrestling, how the sport has ballooned and been popularized so much throughout the last few years. Exciting to see all the things that are going on. We have a very, very exciting match right now, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is Golden Valley's opportunity to get up there and do their thing. And one of the more exciting wrestlers that we'll take a look at 170s, we have Jalen Rivera from Selma, but from Golden Valley, Asada Lewis, if you remember last year, came back against Elizabeth Vasquez at the showcase, KHSD showcase, and was able to take her down. Asada brings a lot of energy.
I remember she's mean. I remember that.
She gets out there. She's tough. She wants to get after that. She's 19-5 right now. She's the 2017 Central Section champion, coming off of a back injury.
Nice.
Coming back off of an injury, not a back injury. Third at Carter Girl, first at Queen of the Valley, first at RM Parks. So this is definitely a good little match. 170, Jalen Rivera, 6-6. Fourth at La Puente, first-year wrestler. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you look at all this is
so she's doing a great job staying in good position. Look at that. I mean, she got a little bit out of position there, but she was staying good. On the bottom, just get to your feet. Don't get yourself in a position where you're going to put your back.
Points early on. Asada, very athletic, very strong.
Yeah.
And that really allows for her to be an effective wrestler. Sometimes you don't see those guys that are the most athletic, but when you see them, they become very, very special when they're out there.
Yeah. I can tell you some of the funniest things I've ever seen as wrestling coaches. Some days we'd have good days. Like, our fun practice, we'd go play basketball. That's fun to us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was watching some of my great wrestlers. They couldn't dribble a basketball. You know what I mean? Like, literally, they couldn't shoot. I was like, what have you done all your life? And they're like, wrestle. You know what I mean? But I'm like, so they're out of bounds right there.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, she's out of bounds. She needs to suck her in. She can actually score right there, but I don't think the ref knew that. Yeah, so Gamino's yelling like you can score. Now the rules changed where you can get a fall or a pin even though they're out of bounds like that if your feet are still in or your supporting points. I don't think the ref picked up on that and maybe yelled just out of bounds. Pepe like that, I'm sure, from Mendoza, from Selma. Asada just needs to keep working for a turn right now. She needs to get off her knees, what she's doing a great job of. Pressure forward, break her down, suck her back, lock your hands, trip, and now look for a turn right off that. She got the chicken wing. What you wanted to hear right there. Got the chicken wing, bar the wrist.
Asada Lewis up 2-0 right now. We got about 25 seconds left to go in this match.
Asada Lewis is doing a good job of just grinding. And she's shoving the head down. She's going to try to run a half. She's going to push the head down, work one side, and try to turn her over. She's going to run out of time this period, though. She looks like she only has about 12 or 13 seconds. She's looking very dominant on top, though.
Here we go, Asada.
Yep.
Going to ride it out. 3,
2, 1. Oh,
and
1 second. Got it.
The pin.
Got it.
And that is monumental right there.
Yep.
That is huge momentum going in here because now
Two
we're going to
matches.
have 189 Kevetta Sorio, who is another dominant wrestler for Golden Valley that Gamino is probably hoping that if we get to Asada Lewis and we're close, we have a chance at this thing. And right now, Golden Valley is up 2 points. And you got Kevetta Sorio at 189 going up against Ashley Paz. And Kevetta Sorio, let me tell you about her. She's had a dominant campaign. Some would argue that she hasn't got to her potential quite yet.
Yeah.
Kevetta Sorio, senior, 16-7, two-time returning Central Section champion.
Nice.
Placed 7th at state last year, first at Queen of the Valley, second at RM Parks, fourth at Queen of the Hill, third at Napa Valley. And she hasn't hit her stride yet.
So if she gets a pin right now, she closes the door on the dual match. They're up by 2. If she gets a pin, she puts them up by 8. This dual match is over with 1 match left with heavyweights coming up after this. So if you're Selma, you're looking not to get pinned. I mean, obviously you're trying to win, but you're trying to wrestle in great position, minimize the loss, or, I mean, obviously get a win if you can, but you cannot give up. It's kind of like in football. Don't give up a sack when you have no timeouts with a couple of things and you're the quarterback. You know what I mean? You cannot do that or you just shoot yourself in the foot. So she needs to wrestle on the edge right there. The Selma girl needs to wrestle on the edge so if anything comes after her, she can go right out of bounds.
Yeah.
Exactly. You wrestle smart. And it was hard as a coach to tell my guys, I can't tell you guys I want you to lose, but I'll minimize your loss. But I would try to coach them up on how to wrestle a strategic and smart match if I knew they're outgunned sometimes.
So Ashley Paz, 11-6, was also on that Selma softball team.
Yep.
Kevetta Sorio gets the 2-point near fall.
Yep.
And as you said, Ashley is trying to get out of bounds.
She needs to stay in bounds. Let that clock run. Stay right there. Let that clock run.
As we near a minute right now, Kevetta Sorio is in the dominant position.
Yeah.
And
Kevetta's going ankle. She's doing a good job riding. She's going to work a turn. But once she gets a turn, Paz is right there close to out of bounds. If she gets in trouble, she feels like she needs to climb out. She's doing a great job of wrestling right where she needs to wrestle, right there. She needs to get her head up.
K-Vet going to try to make a move right now. And K-Vet is super strong, super strength going on right now.
Yeah.
And she's going to try, but you got to give it up to Ashley Paz.
Ashley
She's
Paz
holding her ground right
Yep.
there. You know, she's just being patient and not
Ashley
giving
Paz,
up that shoulder. Not giving up that shoulder.
Ashley Paz has to know that half is coming, so you have to look away, peel it off.
30 seconds to go in this first period of 189. Golden Valley up 36-34 overall. In this match, K-Vet Osorio is up 2-0 with 30 seconds left to go. Got a two-point near fall early on.
Two takedown, I think. Just two takedown.
Two-point takedown. I'm learning the wrestling lingo.
Yeah,
I
you're good.
there, Brad. I'm getting it.
I've
been growing the last few years.
There's one match left, correct?
Yeah,
There's one match
absolutely.
left. So
this is key.
Ashley Paz needs that. She's on her stomach. Watch out for the half Nelson. It's coming. It's coming. Look away from it. Keep your head up. It's coming.
And we got nearing on 10 seconds right now, and K-Vet's trying to go to work, and she's got Ashley in the danger. We're going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and it goes right there.
Don't go down. Don't go down.
Is going to be awarded
3 more near fall.
3-point near fall. And for K-Vet, that's got to be frustrating because that was the 6 points I think everyone was hoping for to put this match away.
Yeah. She needs to go top. She needs to go neutral. Yep. Someone needs to go neutral. Golden Valley should have went top, but if she wants to defer, that's fine. Ashley Paz did a great thing. Push. I would have. Oh, nice. Way to swing it.
Ashley getting a little aggressive.
Way to stick your ground.
Out of bounds.
Nice. I love it. Saying like, hey, I'm not going to bow down to you, and I'm just going to roll over. So, you know what I mean? I got some fight left in me.
Yeah.
As a ref, you got to tell him not to. As a wrestler, I'd be like, yeah, listening to him. But as a coach, I'm like, keep doing it.
I'm starting to understand why people have cauliflower ear. That's right there. They get slapped in the face like that. 1:45 left to go in this second period.
Hey, you said it, the nail or the hammer, right?
The second period right here. And you're either the nail or the hammer. And you got to say Ashley sending a message because she was just on her back not too long ago. Yeah. But here comes K-Vet right here is trying to make Golden Valley the winner of this.
Yeah.
And we talk about it often enough. I mean, you're talking about 3-time state champion Selma Bears who just won it last year.
Now, to their credit, they're on a little bit of a down year. You know what I mean? They're in rebuilding. So, I mean, this wasn't going to be a huge upset or something that happens to Selma. Give credit where credit's due. They've run a great program. They've been on the forefront of female wrestling. She needs to get to her stomach on this.
K-Vet right here. But I'm going to tell you this is when, hey, we can call it what it is.
But if you knock off someone like that.
Selma's been right there is, you could say Selma's on the, but Golden Valley's on the up and up.
Exactly.
And they have the girls that are going on there.
Yep.
And this is what the confidence that Golden Valley needs. It doesn't matter because Selma can go out to any school and compete with them on any given night that goes out there. Same with Golden Valley. You're talking about the 2 preeminent programs in all of the state of California. So this is a big win and momentum boost for Golden Valley if they get this.
Yeah, and even if they don't, look at what they put out there tonight. I mean, either way, both these programs got to be credited. I mean, you're talking about some of the top programs out there right now, though. If you want to look at the rankings, some of them, Northview High School with Coach Bobby, longtime buddy of mine over there in Northview, and his girls program. You got Corona High School down south, Birmingham down, and Albany. Those are some of the top premier girls wrestling programs this year that you're going to see in March, at Rabobank.
As Paz is trying to escape right now, K-Vet is holding on
out
for dear life. And Paz gets the 1 point, so now it's K-Vet Osorio.
Paz is ready to rumble, look at that.
And Paz isn't giving up and has a little bit of energy that's going on there. K-Vet's going to find her boogie right now.
Yep.
Where hopefully she can get on there. And you're going to look, I think K-Vet's going to look to take her down again.
Yeah, she's gonna have to. Paz, nice club. Paz needs to wrestle right there on the corner. We call it getting on your bike. Get on your bike means hurry back and move right there. Don't go to the center. You don't need to do that. That's giving up too much space to get taken down or to put your back. You wrestle on the edges. You skirt the edges. You look for points where you can get them. You know what I mean? You're down 7-1. You're looking for a takedown. You're just looking to stay in good position. You wear her down. You keep putting your head into her chest right there, and you keep driving into her.
And here we go.
Nice. She's gonna go. She needs to go on her feet again. Oh no, it's gonna be them. She needs to go top. She needs to go top. So, coach from Golden Valley, Guillermo, he should have went top.
So here we go.
I mean, he can do what he wants. I'm not the coach, but I'm saying you had all that success when you're on top. You ran that half. You need the 6. Why even waste time? Every clock that goes every second that goes off the clock, you're wasting time. If she gets away, great. That's 1 point. Then she still doesn't have to get a takedown. And if I'm Selma, I give her 1. I don't give her 2. Don't let her on top of you.
Yeah.
So Pepe's going to be like, hey, you get in trouble, cut her. Let her go. Let her get to her feet. Then make her take me down and make her turn me.
Haas doing a great job. She's had a relentless pursuit.
Yep.
She's done a good job tonight.
Look what she's doing. She's using her conditioning. She's grinding forward. She's working the wrist. She's staying under the arms, behind the arms. Now, when she tripods like that, break her back down. Go ankle, ankle. Good job, Ashley Paz. This is a great match for her. Don't get reversed. Oh, you got to get. Now, get your head off the mat. Get your head off the mat is what you have to do.
She's got reversed right now. We're closing in on 1 minute and 20 seconds.
And what's she going to do? She needs to go right to the half. Break her down. Use your muscle. Break her down and go right to the half. You need that pin.
Okay, Veta Sorio looking to get this pin. If they get this pin, they close out.
Yep.
They close out the 3-time state champion.
Yep. But look at Paz. She's trying to get away, but she has ankle. She did a nice squat. Nice job. Oh, don't get sucked back. But good job by Veta Sorio. Yeah. Veta needs to work that half. Power half. Shove the head down. Get to the side. Just like that. Just like that. And then just use your muscle. Grind her over.
Veta Sorio, one of the strongest wrestlers you'll see in the state of California. And she gets the pin.
Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, we still have one more match, but Golden Valley is going to win this tonight. There is no way at all that Selma could come back and win this. 42-34. It's all said and done, folks. I mean, we're looking at this. What an impressive feat that you beat a state champion. 3-time state champion in wrestling, no matter what goes on.
So not
excited to be a part of this moment that goes on here.
Not taking anything away, but look at the big picture of this. What's the difference in the match? A forfeit that Selma had to put out there. You know what I mean? And I'm not minimizing things. A forfeit. You fill your squad. You give yourself every opportunity to win. This is a great dual match going back and forth, and it's going to come. And I don't know what the outcome of this one's going to be. But I mean, let's say even if it's a pin for Selma and they get 40, it's going to be 40-42, or it's going to get more of a little blowout and it's going to be 48-34 or something. But great win by Golden Valley and their program, and that's exactly what you got to do. You got to invite the best, take on the best, and then try to hope to beat the best, and that's exactly what they did tonight.
You got Macy Bullard and Erica Cuevas finishing off the night. Erica Cuevas coming from Selma, and you got Macy Bullard wrestling from South High. Macy Bullard 11-7, 4th at the Central
Golden Valley.
Golden Valley 4th at the Central Section Championship, 7th at the Carter Classic. Erica Cuevas 15-7, first-year wrestler. Should be noted she quit cheerleading to become a wrestler right here as well. So Erica Cuevas changing it up. Right here, Macy Bullard trying to get some of that infectious winning that's going on.
Macy wins the award for the best shoe game. I can tell you that right now tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Those lime greens are out and about. Erica Cuevas, though, and Macy Bullard are tied 2-2. But
look, power half. The story tonight is takedowns, power halves, turns, pins. Golden Valley did an unbelievable job in those first matches of getting takedowns and transitioning takedowns to pins. It wasn't like takedown, work for a turn. It was, as I'm taking you down, I'm running that half. As I'm taking you down, I'm running that half, and I'm getting the 6 points. The difference was the pins. Obviously, the forfeit was a huge factor. But these are just two great teams, and it'd be interesting once everybody's down to their right weights come March to see what happens, when these girls match up again. It will be a tournament setting. It won't be a dual match setting, but hats off to Selma, hats off to Golden Valley for putting on the showcase, and hats off to Kern High School District for allowing everybody to see this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm expecting more from you next year there, Wiley. I want like 5 or 6 state premier teams. We'll get Northview over here. I'll call my buddies up. We'll get some of the Fresno schools, and we'll put it on.
Promote. And right there, Erica Cuevas with the escape gets the point, takes the 3-2 advantage.
Trip.
And we love the heavyweights.
And the roll.
And the roll over there. And Macy Bullard, ladies and gentlemen, is going to get this, looks like going to get this pin. I think it's done right here. She's going to hold on. 1 and 0 goes off. Didn't get the pin. Macy Bullard has got to get the 3-point near fall that goes on there, and she does. And she's going to take the 7-3 lead over Selma right now. But Macy Bullard over Erica Cuevas. Gosh,
it's a good
right
match.
There.
Good
Saved
match.
by the bell.
Yeah.
And that's something that Erica Cuevas has got to counter Lucky Stars right there, because she was in a very uncompromising situation right there.
Yep. Good escape. Got to her feet. Here goes another. Hey, someone's getting rolled right here. It's going to be a throw, and she's going to try to roll. Nope.
Right now, Erica Cuevas.
Cuevas is going to get it now.
Taking it back to Macy Bullard. And
boom.
Being saved by the bell. Erica Cuevas is going to
40-42.
Is going to pin right there, but the final score that we're going to see on here is going to be 40-42. Golden Valley is going to win this thing.
What a dual match.
And talk about an amazing dual match that we look at, and we're trying to stretch up from this excitement.
Yeah.
Once again, Kern High Network live coverage just completing right now. Golden Valley against Selma. And hats off to Golden Valley. I gotta say, it makes me proud as being their assistant principal and watching this. Golden Valley defeating a 3-time state champion. And that is the momentum that I think they're looking for as the lights come back on. So excited to be a part of this wonderful opportunity here, but it is a great thing to look at. Once again, we got to thank Motor City, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, United States Army, all of those people that made this possible tonight. It's just a great opportunity that we can showcase girls wrestling the way that we can. We're getting ready for the Tony's Pizza player of the match to look at it. Kevin Willie on the camera did a great job as always. Miguel, my main man, is going to make a little highlight tape for us tomorrow and post it out on there, aren't you, Miguel? He's shaking his head. Yeah.
Way to throw him under the bus. I guess he's doing it now.
Yeah, he's doing it now.
Put him on the spot there. Good job.
Put it on there. But you can re-watch this game on
match. You can rewatch the match.
Rewatch the match.
There you go. I'm gonna help you out. Yeah,
you
sorry.
Help me out the whole time. Old dumb jock out
No,
here.
no, you're fine.
Hey,
you're
rewatch this match on the Kern High Network at kernhighnetwork.com. But what a way to finish it off as we look at the final score is 42-40. Golden Valley is victorious tonight over 3-time state champion Selma, and what an amazing victory it is for Golden Valley as they move forward. And I'm going to tell you, some of these girls are going to get this momentum and carry it with them as they get going. Now it's decision time right now. Brad, it's just me and you going to look on this. Who is your wrestler? Tony's Pizza wrestler of the match. We got some going on there. And we'll throw Kevin in there, and we'll throw Miguel in there.
Let's get everybody in there. You guys go first. Yeah, there you go. I have to give hats off first to the team, Selma. I'm not trying to be too pro either side, but just to put it on the line and come down here when you got a target on your back, to come out, you come down an hour and a half, 2 hours away, and after just come off, Christmas break, and you put it on the line, and I respect them for doing that. I respect Pepe. I respect the entire Selma community with a long tradition. This is a learning experience for both of them, and great hats off to Aaron Wary, to Coach Camino, to the entire Golden Valley, school coach. All the coaches on the wrestling staff for doing this, you know what I mean, and putting on this production, and hats off to you for really showcasing women's wrestling here and trying to be at the forefront of it for the state of California in terms of showcasing it and stuff like that. So I mean, we need to continue to do that and keep doing it.
Last year we had a showcase of the top wrestlers in Kern County. We're going to continue that tradition going, but it's decision time now. Kevin Willie, you are on with us right now. Kevin, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good.
Who is your wrestler of the match?
You guys have me so darn confused with the names. I'm not sure who it was, but was it Villanueva? Had they, Brad, you were talking about having the opponent, the Selma wrestler, watch out for the half Nelson.
Yeah.
And as soon as you said half Nelson, boom, it went in there. She flipped her and got the pin.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure who that was.
Yeah, there's a lot of halves.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the one I think you're thinking of that went on there is, and it's going to be mine to look at it. Kevetta Serio did a good job. Asala Lewis did a great job. But I'm going to tell you the one that really brought it that you talked about is Eliana Lefodu.
Yep.
And hopefully I get it on there. She is my one, and Kevin, I think it's the one that you're talking about too, because I wrote that down specifically on there. The half Nelson that she was able to perform on there really elevated her to victory and all that stuff too as well.
Yeah. I have to go. I'm going to butcher her name too, but is it a photo? What is her name?
Lefodu.
Lefodu.
Yeah, Eliana Lefodu.
She was the one that just brought that toughness.
Yeah.
I mean, if you notice after the match, the ref had to sit there and tell her, hey, be a little bit easy on the cross faces. Be a little bit. As a coach, I'm like, you keep doing that. You know what I mean? Because what she did is, I don't want to say she physically broke her opponent, but that relentless attack on her, and then you saw where the Selma girl stopped because she was injured. She didn't stop. She just kept going, and then it turned into like, oh, you're going to break? Okay, if you're going to break, I'm going to make you pay for it. Now I'm going to turn you over and pin you, and I got 6 points when really that match was going back and forth. It was kind of going to be a close match, and I thought this could be a Golden Valley 3-point victory, but quickly it turned into a 6-point pin right there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it kind of like changed the tide of like, hey, we're a little bit tougher, or I'm a little tougher at least. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So Eliana
she would have to be my wrestler
is
of the
going
night.
to be our Tony's Pizza wrestler of the match. Miguel again is going to come out. Not only is he going to do a highlight video, but he also is going to do a pizza Tony's Pizza Player of the Match going to bring out to you as well. We're getting complimented by the Selma fans that are coming over here. But live from the Kernai Network, it's been Kyle Wiley, Brad Hull, Kevin Willie, Miguel Garcia. We're getting cleaned up right now. So thanks for coming. Tune in next time on the Kernai Network.